Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Dream Driven X. In the last video on Excel series, we discussed about smart lookup and checking compatibility. If you have any doubts in that topic, click on the above link and watch the tutorial for your reference. In today's video, I will discuss something about very basic thing in Excel. It is about inserting, moving and cutting the data in the cell. Now let's get into today's video. This is the same Excel sheet which I am using for all the examples on the Excel series from the beginning. So this is an Excel data about online course selling application, and we have data about the salesperson and their weekly report, how many sales they have did. So in the same Excel sheet only we have applied all the formulas, basic formulas like some finding out the minimum, maximum, average and everything. And in last class also we have discussed something about smart lookup and checking compatibility. So now in today's video what we are going to see is, as I already mentioned, so it is all about inserting, moving and cutting the data in this Excel sheet. So for the reporting needs, I just need a column that has first name and last name. So if you notice this data, last week I had only Ricky, Alan, Mark and John. Since for the reporting needs, I have made it as first name and last name. So in both the way. So now what is my first requirement is I need to insert two separate columns here. So I have to insert two separate columns here so that I can track the first name and last name of each salesperson. So first thing is I'm going to insert a column. So if I want to insert a column, you just select the column here, right click. Once you right click there, you can able to find an option called insert. So once you click on this insert, what will happen means it is going to insert the column to the left side of the column whichever I have selected. So this is the column which I have selected. If I right click and click on insert, what will happen means a new column will be inserted on the left side of the column which you have selected. So now what I will do is I will just give the name as first name. As I already mentioned that for the reporting requirement, I have to divide the salesperson into first name and last name. So I have inserted a new column called first name. In similar way, select the column. So if I select the column here and right click, and if I click on insert, the column will be inserted to the left hand side. So where the last name will be first displayed. So what I will do is I will select this week one. So and I will just click on right click and just select insert here. Now you can able to see a new column has been inserted to the left hand side. I will just give the name as last name here. Now I will manually type the first name and last name of the column of the salesperson here. So even here you will be get to learn something new. So I will start typing the first name. So the first name is Ricky. And once I start typing the next name, you can clearly see here what you can see here in the screen. So I have just typed A. So from this Excel 2013, so what will do is this Excel will automatically try to help you. So here it will understand that you are trying to split the first name and last name. So automatically after you enter the first salesperson detail, when you start typing the second salesperson's first name, it will automatically suggest you. So this option is known as flash fill. So this option is available from Excel 2013. So now you no need to type from the scratch. So what you can do is simply click on tab. Once you click on tab, automatically the first name is getting auto filled here. So this is one pretty good feature which is available in this Excel. So now in the similar way, I will do it for the last name as well. I will be typing first last name. Then when I try to type the second salesperson's last name, it will automatically suggest as the detail. So now this option is, as I already mentioned, this option is known as flash fill. So I will do it for the last name as well. So just click on tab. Now what you can clearly see is this is just for my reporting requirement. So I have inserted two new columns here. One is for first name and last name that we have learned. And second thing which we have learned here is all about flash fill. So when I type the first name, this Excel will automatically suggest as the first name and last name. It will automatically identifies the detail. So in a similar way, how we inserted the column, If I want to insert a new row, you have to select the row, and if you just click on right click, there you can find. So for example, in future, if I want to add a new salesperson detail, what I can simply do is just right click here. When I click on insert, the new row will be inserted on top of the row whichever you have selected. You can see. So since I have selected this and I click on insert, a new two new rows has been added on top of that row. So right now I no need, I'm not going to add any salesperson detail. So I will just remove those two things. Okay, I hope you all understand this, right? So this is pretty simple. So this is all about inserting the data, inserting a new column and inserting a new row, and the new thing which we learn here is flash fill. Yeah. So now I will show something on moving the things around a little bit. So we have already seen how to insert the data, sorry, insert the column and insert a row. So now I will just show you how to move the things around. So now my requirement is, since this particular total average is in one place and this date and salesperson goal is in another place. So what I have decided is to keep those things in a one particular place, to keep all those things in one particular place. So now what I will do is, so I will do it one by one. So first I will select this salesperson goal. So I will select this. Once I select this, if I want to move this data here, if I want to move this particular salesperson goal somewhere here or somewhere here, what I have to do is just select that salesperson goal. And one thing what you need to do here is just select this particular border. So here you can able to see the border, right? So select that and left click on your mouse. So left click and select it, and just you can just click and drag those. So wherever you want that particular two rows, so wherever you need, you can just click and drag it. So if I want it here, I can paste it here, or if I need it here, I can just simply paste it here. So what happened here is the data has been moved from that particular cell to this particular cell. So this is pretty simple. And another thing what you can notice is, so in the previous video we have discussed something on absolute reference, right? So if you see here, this particular J18. So J18 is this particular cell. So initially this particular cell was here. But since I have used absolute reference, so it is absolutely referring this particular row, particular cell. So this is pretty much helpful for us. So this is what absolute reference, which we have discussed already. So now there is another requirement. So what is my requirement is this particular date also I'm trying to move. So instead of just moving the date directly from there to here. So now, so initial example is about cutting the data. So now instead of cutting that particular cell, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the cell from this date cell. I'm going to copy it from here to here. What I have to do is the same. So select this two cell and you have to click on control. You have to click on control in your keyboard and do the same thing. So just click and drag that particular thing. Left click on your mouse and click and drag that particular row. So what you notice here is, if I just simply click and drag, so instead of clicking control, if I just select those two cells and left click on my mouse and click and drag on the border, so it will cut the data from there and it will copy it here. But what you have noticed for this date is, I did the same thing. Only thing additionally which I did is I have clicked on control. So after clicking on control, when I click and drag to the necessary place which I need, the data will be copied. So the data will not directly move, the data will be copied from there to here. So this is and another important input which we need to understand, because when we are working with the large set of data, definitely we will try to insert lot of rows and lot of columns. We will make our data to move from one place to another place. So there we should know how to copy the data and how to move the data. So we have pretty more control X, all those things, but this is another way which we can make use of this Excel thing, right? Yeah, I hope everyone are clear with this. So today we have discussed on three things. First thing is inserting a new column and inserting a new row. After that, we have learnt about autofill. So the data has been auto-filled, right? So that option is known as flash fill. Then we have seen about how to move the data and how to cut the data and paste it based on our requirement. So I'll just control save it. And another thing, so when we were learning about date, so there is a function called today, right? So this function was created before some 20-30 days. So whenever I'm opening this Excel sheet, automatically, since I have used this today's function, you can notice here it is displaying today's date here. So all these things you have to understand and make use whenever it is required in your application, right? So with this, we came to the end of today's video. So today, I hope you have learned something new. So these are all just a basic thing. When we start exploring and when we move towards the advanced concept, you will get to know some new concept which we haven't used till now. So today's video is all about inserting a new row and inserting a new column, then moving the data and cutting the data, and we have seen something about flash fill. So these options are all available from Excel. So you can pretty much make use of all these options. So I hope you all like this video. So if you like similar contents, please like the video, share your thoughts and share it with your friends, and ask your friends to subscribe to the channel. Keep supporting. Thank you.